Okay, hello, hello and welcome.
Everyone.
I am Grandmaster Milan Pacher, and with me is FIDE Master Mark Lang, my faithful colleague, and we will be moderating this coverage of the Whitsun Open A in Munich. Yes, I was doing it also last year, and I have good experience and memories, so I hope you will like it too. Would you like to add something from the beginning?
Well, basically, from my part, also welcome to the live stream. Milan was already introducing me. My name is Mark Lang. I'm a FIDE master, but highly inactive. I'm basically doing broadcasts now, and I will gladly leave the commentary box later for the real expert, because I'm actually...
No, he's too modest for his own sake. Like he's also blindfold specialist.
Yeah, but here the diagrams are visible, you know.
Yes, but still. So yes, and hopefully we'll have a co-commentator tomorrow, and also some other chess guests who will be around. Of course, the players after finishing of their game are welcome. So yes, so we'll start yes, with the round number one. Rasmus Svane against Andras Ciolek, and yeah, I believe Rasmus Svane had a good run at the World Cup, and here he is the top favorite. So he starts with the Reti opening, kind of slower play style, and yes, it transposed into King's Indian. It's possible to play it without d4, like castling, and then perhaps play for b4, b5, something like close Sicilian. Yeah, this reversed English.
That's kind of boring.
Yeah, I think also it has some point, because you create a wedge in black's position, and for black it's not so easy to march the king side and the center, but yes, it's around equal. So d4, well established, and rook 8, already a bit of a strange move, because it's not really planning e5. So I'm wondering, like if black wants to do it, maybe best to start with knight bd7, then e5, and then he might decide to play rook e8, or perhaps ed4. Okay, instead he started with rook e8. Oh, there are many moves. There's like c6 with bishop f5, knight c6 with bishop f5, or knight c6 e5, knight c6 a6. Yeah, so but rook e8, I don't know, to be honest. So castles and bishop d7, another
It seems very weird,
strange
actually.
move. It makes me wonder if the broadcast is correct, but apparently it is. So because this move is rather artificial. Okay, maybe he wants to play e5 and then knight c6. But still, he would get some version of the main line, which is normally... I mean, Rasmus reacted with d5. But let's suppose I play like this. Yeah, I think this is also quite good for white. Now the question is knight d4, of course, but still bishop e3 I play. But I mean, like this type of position is really inferior for black, especially also these two pieces are misplaced. So
the rook on f8 is e8 is like completely misplaced.
yes,
And I don't get the idea of bishop d7. What is the point of bishop d7? Just wait, or I mean?
yes, kind of waiting move. Yes, I suppose he wants to play knight c6 and then or enabling e5, but it's even risky with this long diagonal open. Like he may overlook some tactics. So also like d5, it's seems too committal for white. Like he has many moves. You know, b4, b3, rook b1, rook e1. Okay, he chose d5. Let's go with this one. And now e5.
He takes, huh?
Yeah, and now he takes.
Must be the idea.
He changed the structure. I suppose this is also possible to play this one. Maybe now black plays a5, knight h6, knight c5, and somehow it makes sense, although still this rook doesn't belong here. Maybe I would prefer to play e4 with the space. But this damages the black's pawn structure, and apparently bishop e6, knight d4 is unpleasant now. Maybe he needs to go back, or c6. But still, white enjoys here two bishops and better position. So he took with the f pawn, bishop e3, logical development. And now it's up to black, where to play knight c6, or maybe bishop c6. To challenge this diagonal, maybe prepare for the bishop exchange. Maybe white could prepare b4, b5, to harass the bishop. I think it's possible. Even immediately, knight g4, I go back, and knight g4 is not doing much here, and now he's facing some issues, black. So, what about knight c6? This is also logical. Yes, knight c6. How should white react?
Maybe just wait, play h3.
Yes, h3 or queen d2 something. Yes, this structure of black is a bit unstable because he really doesn't want to play e5 nor d5.
Whatever you move, you're making holes.
Yes.
I don't like that.
So he's without any clear plan, like it's kind of waiting moves. But white could prepare knight d4, some play in the center, or even like very slowly a3 b4, kind of queenside play. So I prefer white. So it's early days. I think he should prevail in this clash. Don't forget also the king side is a bit weak, so like he might later on trade the dark square bishop and create some chimeras, but right now it's black king is not in danger. Okay, the second one, Nus Becher against Puranike. So this is a Greenfield defense, and I was checking it a bit before. Now we lost the mouse cursor, but I want to also with black up. Oh, now it worked. So d4, yes, Greenfield, and e4, bishop g7. This is all normal. Bishop e3, rather peculiar move order. It's possible to start with knight f3, but this maybe has some advantages. I mean, here after knight f3, c5, there's some bishop b5 move, or even bishop e2, but they start usually like this, and now omitting bishop b3 and like this line with pawn sacrifice.
Theoretical, yes.
Yes. So
Sindarov played bishop f4 recently against,
Really?
which is really weird, but it just worked.
this may be similar idea.
c5, rook c1.
Yes, because there is a Rengen on c8 bishop.
Yes. And it's actually quite nice. The idea is that now c3 is protected, and you can play knight f3 and d5 if necessary.
Yes, the bishop is more active. So let's say black castles.
It happened. I think it was Sindarov against Vachier-Lagrave.
Yes, maybe
And now bishop g4, I think, happened.
yes, bishop g4. Also, it's possible maybe to take and queen a5, but this end game, because I think the difference is maybe the following, that I could put my king on e3.
Yes.
I'm just thinking this that I
Yes.
put yes, but
Maybe
okay,
not so bad.
Yes, but and about knight c6 comes d5. So
Yes.
now there is also no knight d5, so it's his worst version,
I think he played bishop g4,
Bishop g4,
and then d5, I
and
think.
then d5 anyway. So
I'm not sure. I just browsed through the
Yeah.
game in
and
an
then black
instant.
plays like this. It does seem that black is fine also with queen a5, some counterplay, but certainly white gets the two bishops in this line, and maybe he could ignore this pawn and just finish the development, and it might become dangerous for black. It's a pawn, but the queen is out of play, and I have the center, so might be a nice idea for white to try.
Yeah.
Yes, but bishop e3 is certainly logical. Yes, preparing this early deployment. So For example, knight c6 is made by d5, yeah, so that's the difference. But queen a5, queen d2, castles, and now d5, I believe this is inaccurate because there is a line knight f3, rook d8, and now d5. So if white wants, he would have a similar line like this, but probably the rook is a bit blunted here. He did it immediately. I'm not sure, maybe black could even deviate with b5 here. Somewhat different. But
f5.
but okay, this is hanging. Yeah, maybe f5. Yes, it does make sense, as there is no e5. So how should I react as white? I could still go into this endgame, but oh, there is actually this is hanging, so maybe something like b6,
b6, yeah.
and maybe white could play like this, and then knight g5.
No, you can't, then it's f4 wins a piece.
Oh yeah, now f4 is a threat. So maybe I have to go this way, like with the same idea, but it's a bit dodgy for white. Then e5 is. But I don't want to play this move. This is like really, you know, then f3, and then white has some positional advantage. Even though, okay, it's not so clear, but yes, f5 is a very interesting idea. Okay, he played e6, which is logical. Just saving up on this move. Maybe I will use the rook on the e file. Yeah, so
Maybe you can still play f5 later.
yes,
That's
yes.
also possible.
So see, this is what white wanted all along, just to get into this end game, which is now rather forced, and now b6. Okay, logical. Knight d7. Okay, how can he conduct this? If he plays f5 now, maybe still knight h3. It's not that critical. This so. He played knight d7 and f3. It's a bit of a passive move. Maybe I would like to play f4, but maybe he judged that it's too risky. Like now the center could be opened. Maybe this with the idea of knight f6. I'm just like guessing, yeah, that it's just very, very risky for white because with the king in the center, once this falls apart, then even maybe with some sacrifice, then black wins. Rook a8. This I think lost. Yeah, somehow. Something will give knight f6.
f5.
Yes, of course. Here f5. Yes.
Might work because you can't.
Yes, that
you
is
can't take anything actually.
Yes.
Maybe.
Some calculation, but okay. Rook a8 I like it because then I do whatever I want. Okay, I'll be there. Or knight f6 also very strong.
Oh yeah, knight f6 is
nice.
but not working maybe.
Not working yet, but this position is very dubious for white. So no, like one has to calculate all of those moves, and then rook e8 and.
I think this is already winning.
Yeah, maybe it's winning for black because white likes development, and there is no way that he could survive this. Yeah, so. Okay, let's go back. So f3 is cautious move, and I would rather prefer to develop. Maybe he didn't want knight f3 because of f5 now. And this is really the e6 or like move later maybe. On the face of it, this seems like logical move or knight e2. I prefer to play with pieces if I can and finish the development.
But this knight looks weird on e2 somehow. I don't know.
It's like a samish setup, and he wants to have the center fortified. So I was wondering, I would start with knight e2 in that case. What should black do? This f5 idea is still available. Maybe start with knight e5.
Knight e5, yes.
And I'm not sure if he, because if he goes back, then c4 is falling.
A6,
so
yeah.
I think he needs to accept it, and And now as black we can choose at which moment to take, and this already seems
Oh, I
very
already
attractive.
don't like
here.
this. And you can take any time on d3 and then take on d5.
Yes, take everything and open the position for two
Yes,
bishops.
I don't like this for white. Absolutely not.
Yes, so I think the mistake was early d5 because it gives black some clear targets, and maybe for this ending is rather safe, which it normally even is, but not like here. Also sometimes with the knight on f3, in this line, there is bishop g5 alternative, but here I believe I could take with the knight, so this is kind of safer solution for white. And this, yes, this is like approximately equal. This is still nothing for white, but the other one, this one is already quite risky.
Did he
With black
play
opening
something
up
or
the board.
didn't? He didn't.
This was the last move, f3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's. Or maybe we could do refreshing. Oh, f5 maybe. Yes, f5 black played. Yeah, I've been opponent. Very strong player. I had the opportunity to play against him, and okay, he beat me with white in some Rossolimo, sharp Rossolimo. So definitely he's looking for his chances, and this. Yes, there are many threats also now on D line, and e4 will be weak, and he collects the pawns in the middle. So seemingly, yes.
Did he take on e6?
Oh, this is I put there. Yes. So
Oh, okay.
maybe,
Okay, so he didn't.
yeah, this is the current position.
Okay.
Yes.
I would. I think you could pay me $1 million and I wouldn't take on e6. Oh, okay, for $1 million I would.
Yes,
it's like really horrible taking on
It's
e6.
already hard to suggest what, because okay, with the transposition this will come, and white is facing some tough choices because you lose the two bishops, and also yeah, then bishop a6 there will be some targets in the white position, the king in the middle. So maybe it's not yet a loss, but certainly very dangerous, and I wouldn't want to be white there. Yeah.
Me neither.
So now let's go to the game Jufa versus Murawski, and this looks unclear to me. We go from the beginning. Yes, it was an English opening, or rather like Catalan, and I know this line because as black, what choice is he facing? He could play as in the Catalan. We will have one similar game later. But white is not yet committed to d4, and he might play with b3, for example. Or d3 even. So this slight downside, this enters the Tarrasch, which is rather favorable for white, although still possible. And else, okay, d4 is a move, but that enters different territory. Yeah, let's say like this, some kind of reverse Benoni. Yeah, it was tried. Now even I believe b4 is an option, but it's still okay. It's playable for black, but not for everybody. So yeah, this is why I often in practice I was taking this pawn, kind of utilizing that there is no d4, and in this case, yeah, playing with knight bd7 in the style of Queen's Gambit accepted. Now I show you one trick that if a4 comes b5, and this is a blunder, this loses material. So white cannot stop black playing b5, but Queen c2 is a handy move because it steps away preemptively, and now this would have been a blunder because knight d4 and knight c6 even wins the queen, so that's a disaster. So c5, logical, knight c3, and still queen c7. He needs to prepare it somehow. I was trying to move rook a7, but the rook is also a bit clumsy. And usually the problem for black that even if he gets this b5, he's getting some inferior positions just by virtue of b3 and d3. It's not that much for white, but still he enjoys this kind of long-term positional press, and he might open it later. So Hey, queen c7 is
I
better
really like
move.
queen c7, but maybe I'm not familiar with the position. I don't know.
I think it's logical. There's also rook b8.
Yeah, that would probably be my choice, but I'm not
Yes.
sure about it.
Yes, somehow all of it has some disadvantages, but and the idea is okay that perhaps here I might go on b6, and it's still a bit artificial, but maybe it works. The queen c7, okay, it prepares this bishop b7, but then white should play quickly. So no, like b3, d3, but instead d4. Yes, and now bishop f4. Because if white doesn't do it, let's say white plays castle, then black gets everything as he wants. Yeah, so fianchetto and good development. This is healthy structure. Yes, so no issues for black. So therefore the move d4 makes a lot of sense. And now there is some theory, and I'm sure that Daniel Yufa knows it. Yeah, so queen a7, maybe queen b6 also possible, and now d5. Yeah, so it's a similar motive as this queen's game, except to quickly open up the board. And he doesn't want to play this because
Yeah,
this
of course,
plays
yeah.
into black's hands.
d5?
Yes, it's a pawn sacrifice. The idea is if e d5, then e4. And if you go d4, then this. There are always some concrete problems that black has to solve.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, but
like
now
that.
I'm not yet castled, so how does this work? Okay, bishop e7, I have some d6. Now maybe this is not viable for black because it comes very quickly. I know somehow black escapes, but he needs to be really precise. So maybe not even this. I would like to give back the pawn, anyhow, like something like this. But I believe it's still way too dangerous. Like this type of position with the pawn on d6 is better for white. But
Especially my rooks are monsters on e1 and d1.
yes,
I don't like this.
yes, but maybe it's not so horrible. But yeah, it's a
Bishop
passive
b7
position.
and queen on a7.
Yes, it's a passive. Like I want to play like bishop b6 or bishop a5.
If there ever comes
somehow.
any kingside attack, you're doomed with that queen.
Yeah, and this pawn is both strength and weakness. In
kind
the
of
middle
cutting.
game, it's kind of strength, yes, of course.
Cutting the board in half.
yes.
I wouldn't like this. Maybe it works.
Yes, but maybe objectively not so bad because my position is rather solid. But yes, I would take white, like no question. Then play something in rook e8 and kind of survive.
Your
Yeah.
bishop is nice, but
Yes, but instead he took with the knight. He has to do something because like this. Okay, this is alternative, but it will lead to some, I don't know, knight g5 tactics later. I don't like this. It's very loose. So he took with the knight, and now took, and now knight g5. So now it starts some kind of direct play, so which white has advantage in development. Knight f6, defending d5, bishop e5, bishop e7 now. So what is white's idea? Can he take? I suppose black could take with the pawn, because if he takes with the bishop, okay, there is a line queen e4, and then I win the rook, and it should be, yeah, without any compensation.
compensation,
Yes,
no.
so white wins, but maybe he now stopped after bishop e7, and I said that he's already thinking for a long time, because I could take like this, and now this position is insufficient for white. Two bishops are better for black, so he needs to. His knight f7 doesn't help. It's even worse. Okay, he can go back, and of course he has compensation, but how clear is this position? So let's see, rook d8, rook d1. Essentially, black has damaged pawn structure and some soft light squares, but yeah.
still works. Yeah, a computer might hold this.
Yes, but it's very tricky because there will probably no castling or yeah, some challenges. White could try to open up the board, and long term, yeah, black is under big pressure. But at least it's kind of okay, could if black makes this work, then it'd be ideal. But no.
It's made on h7, by the way.
Oh, it's like Kramnik mate, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So I was trying to protect f7, but I was making.
You did.
Yes. so this doesn't work for black. So he indeed needs to take gf and head into this position. Also here, okay, I don't want to go back to f3 because the knight is in the way. Here, could black take like this? Okay, he could, but now the opposite card bishops are very bad. Yeah.
This long-term suffering.
Yes, even for the pawn it is not enough.
Doesn't
Yeah, like,
matter. It's like
white dominates the white squares.
completely.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yes. So we will see. So this happened. Yeah. So gf6, knight h3 will probably follow, and then. Yeah, this bishop e6, this position with the vulnerable center, but pawn up. So
That is suffering.
maybe one more thing like here in this position after knight. Could white play some quick e4 or perhaps not because this is not even like a threat here. So he'll take, but yes, just knight f4, rook d1, and positional massage. Yeah, so then we have game Posen versus Amar, and Amar is the last year's champion, so certainly very accomplished player and one of the favorites, and maybe he could repeat his victory. And he was leading most of the tournament and controlled the finish. So now he started as black with this anti-Sicilian played by white, knight c3, bishop b5. Not sure if it has any name, but it was seen on top level. Knight f3, kind of a newer move. I know that bishop c4 is normal, but I would say this is reasonable for black, even entering with the knight. And this position, it was tried, but black is fine. So knight f3, and here the main move is to take and entering like this after knight f6, e5. Immediately the pawn hangs like this. If white would have rook e1, then it's different. But now having the light squares are not optimal. Something like this.
Yeah, even knight g5 instead of
yes,
c4.
Yes, there is this move. Yes, exactly. But maybe I'm so this was played in some Caruana game, but he held it with black. Now, yes, I know what you mean.
I remember some knight g5 here.
Knight g5 f6. Yes, it's like the only move because usually it transposes into this line. So that, for the viewers, it usually goes like this: knight f3, knight f6. Yeah, white wants to trick black into the move order, but knight f6 plays the stubborn black player wants to play Sveshnikov. Yeah, so this is the whole idea, that I don't want to play some d6 or e6. I want to play after this. I want to arrive into the main line. So. Here knight f6, but bishop b5, knight d4, and now comes e5. This is the transposition. Yes, it's the same position. And now knight g5 is challenging, but this f6 is. I mean, e6 is a mistake because then he goes to the to this square. But this is rather unclear. Like to be honest, I don't remember. What is the remedy here? Maybe c4 still. Yes, but yes.
Very, very complicated.
Yes, I mean here in this move order, black has some alternatives like queen c7 or g6. And in the other one, okay, here I will explain the difference. If black plays g6, there's a positional mistake because now why you play this Rosoli move but with direct f4, and he has kind of ready-made attack. Like this is like a very pleasant position. Yeah, so not much I know, but maybe d3 first. But yeah, so that's why knight d4 should be the best reply. And now, like the difference is that there is no e5. This is not developed yet. So knight d4, knight f3, a6. A6 is also a logical move. Just kicking away the bishop. Like this would be a funny blunder, hanging two pieces. So bishop d3, maybe even bishop c4. Like to my mind, it seems logical. If b5, maybe bishop d5, and if this I play this. I'm not sure how good this is. Perhaps b5 is kind of.
d3 looks not that.
I mean, bishop d3 is misplaced, but later on also black is doing some concessions. Now he returned with the knight, so.
He goes back.
Yeah, he goes back because he doesn't want to allow this trade, and then knight e2 and c3, which will suddenly be beneficial for white. So knight c6 back. I think it's just an idea to arrive into a new position or flexible position for black, and then he might show that he's the better player. So this one, okay, it's possible. Maybe also b3 is a move, or so it came something like this as an idea.
Maybe after knight e2, I have knight b4.
Yes,
Cashing in your bishop.
That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, obviously, I don't want to. You know, like my bishop is almost trapped, and normally, like getting two bishops is a huge accomplishment for black. Yeah, so he's not in time to do this. Okay, bishop f1, knight f6, and then d4. Because somehow we arrived into Scheveningen, but it seems like a very good version for black.
It does. The rook on e1 is not really sensible. If you don't have any knight d5 or something, you have to play with g3 now. But you wasted like a lot of moves to do that.
But also it reminds me of some English reverse. Let's compare it to the main line, even like from this, let's say, just so that we know what we are talking about. Like this is like the Scheveningen, bishop e2, knight f6, the castles, and now so we have this position, black to move.
A6.
Yeah, let's say a6 after 7 moves.
And now white makes 2 moves.
And let's compare it with just a second.
And now white plays rook e1 and bishop f1 in 1 move.
Yes. So it says black played bishop e7. But white has those 2 additional moves, but it's a question of whether they are any good. Maybe not. Maybe he would like to play with f4 and g4 and the classical plans. Okay, one plan is this, and the other one is for e5, but with the rook on e1, it doesn't fit. So maybe white will opt out instead for some kind of positional play. Knight b3, bishop f4, queen d2, something like this. It's not too bad. Yeah, like controlling the center. So it's
still equal, of course.
It's equal, but it's kind of pleasant for black that he will slowly create his hedgehog structure and perhaps playing on the queen side with good chances.
I think white is not so familiar with the open Sicilian, so probably he's not on familiar terrain.
Yes, this is true. Maybe he could play with b3, bishop b2. Many options, but yeah, this is now we see what's happening in UFA's game, but we'll get back to it after the circle. Maybe we'll pay attention to the top 10 games or 10 or 15.
Yeah.
How many boards do we have? We have
32.
32. Okay, that's too much. But let's say the first top 10 boards we will cycle. Yes, and then as the round will wind up, then we'll check the remaining games. So So now the game, Jumabayev against Moreto. And Jumabayev, very strong positional player, plays very slowly. So stopping e5. And now, of course, c4 is possible, but it allows some gambit lines, which, okay, he might like to avoid as white. Even here, like black is waiting for this to trying to take this pawn in this move order, and I can tell you that it's not so easy for white to show the
this move order
compensation.
is not that good for white.
Yeah, so because usually we have this green file with the c4 already in, so that it's like symmetrical green file, something like this, g3, g6, for example, and now white plays c4, c6, and this is like very standard stuff. And now it's different because so let's say d4, d5, white takes immediately. He doesn't give the option of dc4. In this version, it's white plays differently with a4, trying to grab some space, and seemingly, okay, it's not much for white, because now c4 with the hole on b4 would have made no sense. So he plays just slowly with c3, but now the structure is symmetrical. Gets back with the bishop and plays for e4. So at least something. White needed some break to get some chances, but okay, now h6 is a bit artificial.
995 was.
Yes, it was a threat. Maybe I'd play rook e8 and then like bishop d5. This is like always be ready for this trade. Maybe provoke c4 if like later on, but just. Okay, we have to say that white is a little bit better because he achieved this e4, while this pawn is a little backward, and white might try to, develop. It's all very natural. So maybe putting the queen to f4, maybe even playing b4, but later on when he's secure. So I would say these are better chances for
d5.
Yeah, bishop d5. Yes, naturally.
And queen f5 coming.
Queen f5 is coming.
If possible.
Yes. Maybe I have to play like queen d3.
And you have
Or there also
you have
like rook
rook
e5.
e5,
Yeah, if I need. But okay, the advantage of white is rather small. So it's going to be a long game. It's just like a little better structure. Like he achieved. Maybe this bishop f5, bishop e6 wasn't the best. I would be as black. I would be even thinking like to play like this. Not sure if it's so crazy, or maybe the other pawn. Now I take with the e pawn. I think it does make some sense, but okay, he didn't want to give up the two bishops, so this one, but allowed. Maybe he should have stayed behind, like just copy white's moves and. Like kind of staying flexible, yeah, this one, because now the e4 is even less attractive. Yeah, so on the other hand, is the only thing which white has. Okay, he can kind of wait.
Yeah. c3 maybe also.
But now bishop f5. Yeah, I mean c3 of course to negate this knight, but then this e4 will have to come anyway. So I believe black is fine, but.
Actually, white is waiting for bishop f5. That's the only thing.
Yes, and then to harass the bishop. So maybe just like this is kind of waiting game. Yes.
Just don't play bishop f5 and.
Or like bishop, knight a6, because here the bishop gets trapped.
Yeah.
And maybe after this e6, maybe he doesn't have to take. Maybe there is some like this is, I don't know, something annoying here for black. The bishop might become
very
trapped.
risky. Yeah.
But okay, maybe it works some.
Maybe, yeah. But if you haven't analyzed that, then
yes, it's or e5 here. Yeah, it's very, very, very tough. So he went back, and now this is some kind of achievement for white. Even maybe I'm not sure I like knight f6. Bishop d5 right away. Outplay, or here bishop d5. This seems like a very logical move. Challenging the bishop, and okay, honestly it's not much for white because he needs still to, like, if he gets enough time to usually white goes like this or like this, and then something happens on the queen side. But now this knight is misplaced, so I think black has a reasonable game. But okay, he chose this, and now oh, he went for bishop h3, which is not bad, but white could just step away and keep this bishop. You know, it's not even about the mating attack. Like black doesn't have enough forces to realistically threaten white. So okay, I could even trade and queen f3 and something, but I think the best is to keep the bishop. And this queen f5, I don't see what black is doing. There is the space here is a bit narrow, and as far as I can see, there are no threats. Yeah, so this or bishop e3, maybe something queen b3. So white enjoys some advantage. Okay, Spiric versus Petkov. And Petkov had also great last year's tournament. I believe finished in the first place. So he played kings in, and then white now played with knight b2, kind of odd. Yes, of course. Like I want to say, the normal people play knight c3 and then e4. But if I'm playing like this, maybe not e4, but maybe I
E3,
want to play
B3,
some different setup to even this, to
yes,
kind of
some Collie system maybe.
yes, give it a purpose, because this is just a worse version. Yeah. Okay, how should black react? He could even play with c5 or
any move.
Yeah, something. But he played like standard kings in, and now e5. Now d takes e5, probably also not the best, but this compared to the main line, yeah, now white is facing already stark pressure here. Yeah, so
You want to join?
yeah, so we have a colleague, Mr. Vasu. Yeah, so yes,
The only problem is I lost the clamps.
yeah. So you will use the
So you
microphone.
have to hold it in your
Yes,
hand.
yes.
My apologies.
No problem.
So we welcome here our
Good evening.
dear guest, Mr. Vasu, and I think he will be a regular partner for me in commentating. Then later, Mr. Edin Pezerovic will also appear. So just to tell us first, what are your impressions from the tournament hall?
Good evening, everybody. This is Vasu. I am also an international arbiter and FIDE instructor. I'm very happy to join Grandmaster Milan. So it's been a pleasure to come to Munich every year, and this year is no different. We could see it's a very, very strong tournament. As you could see that Swan Erasmus and then Abimanyu Puranik and of course Grandmaster Daniel Yufa from Spain, very experienced. So we could, and then Amar Elham, the winner last year, is also here. So I'm sure this is going to be a very exciting stuff for the next 9 rounds starting today. And of course, there are a lot of, you can't say young pretenders, but young challengers, I would say, who are a real threat to the experienced ones. So you can't take anyone lightly. And there are, of course, the two strong, 2 fourth players from Kazakhstan who played the GM close last week, and they are both playing here, Smirnov and Denis. So, and of course, a mix of strong players from India and a lot of other places. So we can expect some real good entertaining stuff here.
Yes, definitely. And this is just an opening round, which started like an hour ago. But we already have some critical positions on the boards. So let's continue with this Petkov's game. So after e5, white felt under pressure. Maybe instead of d takes e5, I would choose d5. But this knight is still clumsy, and black would simply play for f5, I believe, with good position. or a5, knight a6. This is also viable. Okay, instead white took and queen c2. This while is not, especially with h3, like losing too much time, but maybe my idea with white would be to survive the opening and get some kind of symmetrical position.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe try to hold the draw, but even so, like black is better in this
The
structure.
initiative and space.
Yes.
I think Momchil also played last year. He had a very decent tournament. So, and since this year it is for players above 2000 plus. Right from round one, things are going to be very tough for everyone. Actually, there is no easy takers or you can say weak versus strong pairing is not going to happen. Those people are pushed to the B group. So the A group have more or less, most of them are 2000 plus. But Momchil is slightly better. He needs to find the right squares for his knight and bishop on the queen side. And I'm sure black is more comfortable right now.
Yes, maybe even a lot better now. So I dislike this d5 because we enter the exchange king's Indian structure, and there at least white sometimes takes on e5 or has bishop g5. This is like a really passive version. And after queen c2, this queen could be even a target. So
yeah, unless white kind of backs up with some quick and decent moves, he's going to find himself in the back foot actually.
Yes. Exactly. So I played a5, which is correct. He might already try to jump in and transform the position, but here actually white stabilizes and finishes development, and we have some b4. So now the center is a bit clogged. Yeah. So instead he keeps it fluid with a5, a3, queen e7. Very reasonable. Bishop and knight descent. This is a typical plan. So where is the black knight heading? He's heading to e6 square. And this is the jumping point for d4 or f4.
Right.
And this is very, very useful. Sometimes he might try to start with knight h5 to get there directly, but now g3 and the black knight is out of play.
Yeah, you can see that somehow white has not really made the best use of the first move actually. His initiative is already with black, and it's going to the black's plan that white's going to play, something like that.
Yes, and now comes another mistake. I believe white completely mishandled this opening. Now he played the move g4, which is typical definition of a pseudo-active move, because it's making hole on f4.
It looks very anti-positional.
Anti-positional, definitely. Now he will struggle to castle because both wings are uncompromised, and also. As we know, the pawns don't go back, so he cannot repair
possibly
it.
the move might deserve a question mark, I guess, probably.
Maybe we are too harsh, but maybe white is already lost, and this was a decisive mistake.
Probably he thinks, let me push something more aggressive and try to do something on the king side, but his king is getting stuck in the center.
Yes, exactly, and this is completely unjustified because white doesn't have any pieces heading towards black king. White queen is here, and also there are no weaknesses here. Like this is very solid. He's not even hitting the knight or anything. This is an empty gesture from white, g5. But immediately came knight d4, which is a forcing move. It was possible also to play slowly with knight d6, but why not? Okay, so what are the differences if white takes with the knight, then he loses this hapless g5 pawn. So, he took with the bishop, but now we have this monster on the long diagonal, and
not a particularly correct move, I guess. Probably the knight capturing the knight could have been more appropriate. Huh?
But then he's losing a pawn. So Yes. So it's also very problem. Sometimes there is some a4 and knight b3 jump, but mostly yes.
Maybe some bit of a compromise.
Yeah. And he didn't finish his development. So this may be an example of how not to play. Because now f5, very dynamic move. I like it. So it gives white a choice. Like he probably must, I would say take, but that opens the f file. So. Giving black some additional possibilities, maybe like this or this. like we see all the dark squares are really weak for,
Yes.
and it's like impossible to play because it's devastation. Yeah, so
Yeah. It's the pin, the diagonal, and the GF file probably. I think
yeah.
unless a little bit of a miracle happens, we could see the result already on the cards.
Yes, he chose to play e5, but there's only temporary measure and losing a pawn, and probably he will lose another pawn on g5, which is possible. Some queen f4, but I very much like this because he brings the bishop to the long diagonal, and he brings the finally reserve the rook. Then black might be able to double or even push the f pawn. Yeah, okay, I'm sure that black is winning already. Okay, let's say
It could be very difficult even to cross 30 moves, I think, the way things are going, probably.
this now is collapsing. Let's say this one, queen g4, hitting the rook, threatening some almost
Momsil
mate.
is not someone who is going to leave this so easily. So I
Yes.
guess.
So this one, just to illustrate, okay, knight e4 is some or just rook e8, very simple move. F4 might be also good, but like this, sooner or later, white's position will fall. So this is just I think a horrible opening from white, especially the g4 move. Like after this, because even here, okay, white's position is passive, but how bad it really is. Like if I play,
Spirit comes from which place and what could be his rating?
I think it's Croatian, but I don't know. For example, if he plays like g3, just to illustrate, yeah, then okay, he's worse. He allows the knight to d4, but the game continues. It's not the end. Whilst in the game after g4, I think the game is done.
Right.
So tomorrow we'll have chess results, overlay, and everything. Like
Right.
we'll have some infos on the players, maybe some photos. We might discuss it, but today we are just dealing with the live broadcast.
Right.
And
Yeah, he's from Serbia.
he's from Serbia, yes, so
FIDE master,
welcome player.
2-1-6-4, but
Yeah.
he kind of let himself down to the play.
Also, it's a specific of the first round. Even with white, you are kind of rusty, unprepared, maybe tired from travel. I think many people arrived just today on the first round at 6 p.m. So it could be that he's just.
Also, I have
feeling
seen
himself
some
in.
bit of players who are more comfortable with black, like they would want to reply for something from white rather than set up some plan for themselves. So I just remembered this Grandmaster Andras Adorjan from the past used to say black is okay. So he even wrote a book under this title. So maybe tomorrow could be a different day for him. Today I think white has lost the plot. But we will now see Obidjanov, what the little boy is going to do.
Yes, we'll get to it. Yes, sometimes it's easier to play black because you are kind of forced to play objectively for equality. With white, even though you are playing against the favorite, you still feel that you need to prove something,
Yes.
some advantage, and sometimes misguided. So, I don't know Oriat Obidjanov, how old is he?
He played the I am closed in the last 2 weeks actually. He should be less than 12 years old.
Oh, so very junior
small
player,
boy.
but already
He
accomplished.
already has a 2,220 rating.
Yes, it's dangerous, and even from this game, I think we'll see how good he is. So bishop e7, one of the moves. We had one game before which we're discussing d takes c4, but bishop e7, castle b3. So white tries to keep it flexible. Comes c5, and now bishop b2. Maybe it's also possible to take immediately on d5, because I know that this allows the move d4,
Correct.
which is not. I mean, it's possible to play like this
Some
for.
discomfort for white, yeah.
Black grabs some space. Whilst here, if I play c4 immediately, actually here, I'm not obliged to play bishop b2. That's why I wanted to say that. I play like Benoni, but maybe this is better. Just some kind of small details. But
Yeah, some bit of Benoni from the white side, where D3 and C4.
Yes. But it's by no means bad. Yeah. Now he decided he doesn't want to see it on the board because E3 also normal move, and black might play D4 or B6.
Right.
Okay, so now he took with the knight, and normally in the past they were taking with the pawn as kind of standard Tarrasch position, but they try to avoid it. There is like one nice line here.
Okay.
So bishop f6. This seems like black is pinning white, but he has a nice reply, knight e4.
Right.
After b5, knight takes c5, and rook c1 is a skewer. Yes, and now white is much better. So I think also this line is okay. It's possible to play this without the b5 move, but it's a bit tricky. White is playing against the hanging pawns and also later on isolated pawn. So instead he took with the knight. Okay, knight c3. D4 also very reasonable.
Right.
Yes, knight c3, bishop f6. I think we are still in theory, and all of black's moves are healthy so far. So now white changed the structure. Okay, could if he takes this way, it's still really not advisable to go into this.
Yes.
There will be some tactical though. If black finishes the development, I'm not 100% sure, but let's say this line, it does look very dangerous for black.
Yes.
So
Probably. This boy is only 12 years old from Uzbekistan, another powerhouse of chess from Asia.
yes, of course. There's so many players which we haven't even heard of.
Yes.
And which are already at master or even grandmaster level. So you can never know. There are many super talents, but he took on d4 with the knight. So he cannot do it like this because the knight was hanging. So knight takes d4.
Maybe Christopher No is going a little bit slow. I mean, when he's gathering himself with white pieces, and he knows that the other boy is low on experience. So probably he will try to, wind up slowly with white pieces. Okay.
So normally this position would promise white some advantage because he will get this pawn and then d5 is weak.
Yes.
Maybe it falls. But it's black to move and the position is concreted immediately. He gets counterplay. Hitting e2. And now not so easy for white to recapture it. I think he took, but that already promises no advantage.
Yes.
Okay, this one was perhaps critical.
Rook f1, yes.
Maybe d3 for black. The idea is, okay, like this position, it's kind of similar to the game that white might recoup the pawn, but I don't see why he should be better here. Oh, but now there is
This
a threat.
looks quite even actually, except
no, there
for
is-
maybe
yes.
some mild threats from white.
Now there is this, but okay. Black could also play something like this, and it's standard. But okay, maybe some advantage. Like maybe rook e1 should be considered because the d3 move is not fully equalizing, to my mind. Yeah. So because this line is rather critical. That if this works for white, then
Yeah, white is actually going to capture some
Yes.
seventh rank possibly at some point of
yeah,
time, and then
it's falling apart for black.
some bit of headache for black. It's not easy.
Yes, he cannot defend this. So maybe he should have tried it. Of course, it's not this position is not decided or anything, but maybe some microscopical edge, maybe like this, playing d4, stopping queen d4, and then arguing that I have a better bishop than this. But okay, he went for bishop takes d4, and this seems he has some better development, and he will get the pawn back, but how much it really is. Like if he trades the queens, then definitely nothing. He needs to
Yeah.
go back on. Yes,
More the trade-off, it looks likely going to dead even after some time.
Yeah, it's just equal position. And if he takes with the bishop, then he's temporarily pinned. Beware, our viewers don't play this because this loses the queen. But I suppose queen d7 is sufficient. And then rook a d8, and actually it's counterproductive for white. Yeah, this doesn't achieve anything. Let's say it's still like equal position, but not more. Certainly not more. Yeah, I mean there are some back rank issues also for black. I'm just showing to viewers here that this is not working because now that it's made. But okay, black doesn't have to do it. Black could take a timeout, playing a Luft, and it's perfectly fine. So instead he played rook a d1, but now he even pulled back his bishop and he traded all the minor pieces. Now queen f6, I think it's important move because still maybe white has this little microscopical advantage. His rooks are already set up on the open files, and he has this Luft for his king. So in that sense, this is good. But the problem is that okay, there is much reduced material, and he's still offering the queen trade, and then he hopes to occupy the 7th rank, let's say. So if black is careless,
Yeah, some discomfort is going to come, and he may probably.
yeah, just showing this position that this might be already very bad for black. Yeah, maybe even because hard to tell.
Allowing 2 rooks on 7th rank could
Yes.
be disaster, but he needs to be careful about it.
Yes. So he needs to simplify it properly, sometimes even at the cost of structural damage. So, for example, here this might be a reasonable move. Okay, now I was suggesting this, but then comes queen e8 with checkmate. Okay, but I can still take with the queen, and maybe a little better for white, still keeping some edge. But okay, maybe I go with this rook. And so the idea was that here.
Yeah, a little bit unpleasant for black.
Yes, a little bit unpleasant, but this doesn't matter. Like it will still be a draw, even if like one of the
It's a rook
pawns
ending.
drop. And for example, here, like if yes, it is just what I want to show that.
Yeah, an active black rook who can.
Yeah, so it should be like an easy draw. Yeah, this type of position. Let's say this. Of course, black doesn't want to arrive to it, so maybe he has something better. But this is, I mean, there are not even many practical chances for white. So that's why I'm saying that like this, he might allow this trade, or maybe even go here.
Yeah, no, being the grandmaster and high-rated player would want to push for a win. So I think more accuracy is required from black to kind of hold it.
There's also some consideration what happens if the 2 rooks against the queen happen. I think black should avoid it, not because it's lost, but it's like why to allow it? Yeah, like let's say
give greater activity and
Yes.
initiative for white.
yes. I think this position. Maybe it's a draw, but black should avoid it, and so that's why I want to trade rooks and just staying alive here and not getting too crazy, just maintaining
The
the
best
position.
way should be to exchange 1 queen and 1 rook so that black can comfortably draw the rook ending.
Yes, but not with the passive rook. Yeah, so there are some
an
like
active rook,
tricks.
as you showed the earlier variation where he comes to rook d2, rook a2 and things.
Yes, so this one is all possible, and I think the young boy should make a draw in this one. Okay, let's go this one. We don't have the board numbers, but let me check. This is like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I will do like this, and up till the board 10, and then the remaining we will see afterwards. So Buchanan versus Travadon, and we have a lot of moves here. So okay, let's catch up. So this was exchange variation of the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, they appear to have played quite fast. So many moves have come.
Yes, and with Bishop d6, normally I don't like it for black because this pin is kind of hanging over me, and how do I really deal with it? But it is possible. It's more active. Maybe in this version white could play with knight f3 and then minority attack and just explain to the viewers. I think here it does make some sense because still for black is awkward, and okay, let's say like slowly I will prepare b4. This is kind of the old idea, and here I mean black is well suited for the central expansion, like it is more active. So
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, just for example, like f3 is impossible because e3 pawn hangs. Yeah, so this is like one of the differences. He now plays with h3, but knight e6. I like how black played this, very active. And now playing c5. So he's opening the board exactly at the moment where there's advantage in development.
Black is actually an international master from France. Has a very good rating of 2495.
Yes.
And
he overtook
White
the
is a
initiative.
woman FIDE master from Germany. It's,
So c4. So now he compromises pawn structure, but maybe it's not a big deal. It's certainly like I wouldn't want to allow it with black. Could have. Okay, this is kind of awkward here because the knight on a6 is hanging. Maybe he could play. Not really. Still bishop f6 is arriving. Even the g5 move is not out of question, I believe. But okay, let's see the game like c4, because now white has something here. Those are
yeah,
differences.
definitely. I think
Now bishop. Was this
some bit of a
necessary?
surprise that Travadon went for such kind of position.
I try to understand. Wasn't it that here white's queen might be in danger? Okay, it's almost trapped. Rook b6. Bishop b8. Now I play for a trick that here I have discovered check, winning the queen. And otherwise this, but now he really gets the job done. And he traps the queen. So maybe this was the threat, but bishop d1. I don't want to really play this active bishop. What could she have done with the queen? Maybe not much. Yeah? So see, there are many elements.
A little bit awkwardly placed on the.
Yes, if the queen was somewhere here, I would say that white is winning. Yes, because of better pawn structure and the attack. But here the queen is in big trouble,
Queen
and
H4
black gets
will be a dream.
yes, black gets some queenside play. So like, but bishop d1, if this is necessary, then rook b2 still gets the c2 square anyway. But now it's not the same. Yeah, so.
Yeah, now probably the queen might escape.
Well, the difference here is that here white gets the a5 square. There's no rook b1. This is not a check. So he now played knight c7. Okay, that's desirable. And bishop d7 hitting the queen. Now trading and knight b5. So it benefits black. That okay. First of all, I have this advanced protected passed pawn. And also, if the ending is forced, then this is no longer a problem. Yeah, this now it's fine. The king feels safe. If I'm white, I would like to preserve the queens, but perhaps losing a3 pawn, and maybe she didn't. But I would still rather go for this position than the other one. For example, like this. Okay, I castle. I still have some shades with white. I'm not sure how good it is. Yeah, maybe.
Then there is a c4 and.
Okay, black is perhaps better objectively, but this position for free results. There is some e4. It is okay, tricky, but instead she took, and I think once this was seen by black, it's a big relief because he can only win this game with 2 bishops and great activity.
Some relief for black now.
Yes, exactly, because now the play shifts to the queen side, where black is positioned winning with the 2 bishops and
Yes.
very active possibilities. So
Some kind of wrong exchanges in the last couple of moves really made white compromise on so many things.
yes, so bishop a5 with your bishop c7, perhaps challenging the knight, and then it's not so easy even to go like this. Maybe black could try to make a run for it with the c pawn, but here. Okay, I don't see how exactly because.
Rook c8.
Yes, maybe. I mean, rook c8 to this, or there's just rook c1 for white. This maybe too much, but it's doesn't.
I mean, black wouldn't want to give it away so easily, but.
White is getting a little bit of counterplay. If this one, okay, then it's really for white because now the pair of bishop is traded and white rook enters the game. And then also the weakness in my tail. So, I mean, right around this point, it seemed like fantastic for black. And why not this? What was the issue? Maybe this. Now, it's also a risk for black because he might get stuck with, the c pawn and kind of all the pieces out of play, and then it might be disastrous.
Maybe some self-trap or something like that.
Yeah, but again, it's like very, very concrete. So like he tried to play some rook c3 or, but it seems that white is defending, and then okay. He will grab some material. So bishop a5 move seems like a bit too slow. After bishop f3.
You played one more move, right? Bishop f3 and then.
Okay, maybe also bishop d3 is a move. I know white's rook is not yet in play.
Yes.
Which is awkward, but. Okay, for this we need some more time to appreciate whether this is
rook c1, rook c8, rook c1, something.
Yes, but it's not crystal clear here. For example, this I take the pawn. If you go here, you go over there. Okay, you have some maybe rook e1 stuff, and then you can bring the king. But where? Also, white could. Bring his own king somehow. Not really.
No,
he's a bit paralyzed.
Kind is a little stuck, yeah.
White is a bit stuck, but maybe it's some kind of fortress. So
maybe kf8, ke7, the king can come walk the park and even grab the b5. And,
maybe like here. Yeah, on the way, yes. And if this happens, then it's great. Meanwhile, white could maybe move up these pawns. Maybe this is important that he gets, because if white gets like this, so...
Rook e1 is a very beautiful move. It's really kind of puts everything in pause for white.
Yes, and that means that he's not in time to grab this vital pawn.
Yes.
I mean...
maybe this one will avoid rook e1.
And now bring the king?
Yes.
Because he could take this later. Yes, this is the way. And...
that will offer some better chances for white because
d5
will fall and
then even this becomes weak. It's just going nowhere. So okay, this some of the moves were not forced. Yeah, even here, rook b8 is an option. So it is a fascinating end game that we have here because okay, it shows. Maybe some technical difficulties for black.
White will have to deal with that pawn, the d4.
Yes, but he has kind of healthier structure.
Just comes in right time.
It's almost like black needs to promote the pawn immediately, else it's kind of inferior, even this
Also,
position.
you note
Yeah.
that white is down by more than 55 minutes on time. Black has an hour and 10 minutes, and white has 16 minutes. So really, white is not getting the right answers.
And bishop f3 is definitely critical. Hitting the pawn and
And that could possibly be the only move. I mean, like,
also the reason that now I want to play the king, especially after c3. Yeah,
correct.
I want to make sense of it, but okay. Instead, she went king e2, and now this is still stuck. Bishop c7, bishop a4. Yes, if bishop f4, then I take the light square bishop. So this one. Actually, yes, she's getting a hit on f6. And if rook d6, or even rook a1. Now the difference is that black is not really promoting the c pawn. So I had a feeling that black was doing really well in this position, but it maybe turned because also the white king is there. I might offer a trade of bishops. I might return with the knight, and somehow, entering this endgame, I had high hopes in black. But was this bishop b4? Maybe knight a3 was better. I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, that now this is a weakness, and I have the b file. Maybe giving me some chances here to push it through. Because after bishop a5, like what happened is that white entangled. Maybe bishop a4 was also good, and here I don't see a clear path for black.
It is maybe looking a bit even. I mean, somehow white can squeak out a draw probably, but you need to handle the time.
Okay, maybe the position is around equal, but pleasant for white because black has so many weaknesses, and he doesn't have the dynamism to justify it. So now bishop c2 is a clear plan, and then I might bring the knight back, bring the king, maybe he or advance the pawns on the king side. I don't see what black is doing. Suddenly, his position makes no sense. Yes, so somewhere around.
He has to pin everything on the c4 pawn, but that's not also going so fast. And,
yeah. So it's a crucial this phase entering the endgame. Many times is decisive. And
that's why Travaron is thinking for a long time. Actually, he's
okay. He has a huge time advantage, but still, it's not very convincing. So we'll see. We'll see later. Okay, now let's move to board number 9. Ben Ari versus Weigand. And okay, this is a sharp position, but apparently good for white. Let's go from the beginning.
Yeah.
It was English. So bishop c5. Yes, and white plays correctly with knight f3 because many players they play like e3, knight e2. That's less effective. So knight f3 is good, and playing with e3, d4 exactly. I suppose e4 is possible, but then I will challenge the center. So bishop a7, rook b1. I think I used the move d4 successfully. But being flexible might also be good. Yeah, I mean, this is some kind of a French with this bishop out, and okay, later I will push it through. Even this fianchetto is not so bad. I will remove the e4 outpost. So rook b1, d3. White keeps it flexible, and b4. So he's advancing on the queen side, king h8. Let's say this is reasonable for black. It's some kind of reversed Sicilian.
right.
Knight g6. Okay, he transfers the knight, maybe hoping for some f4 business, but maybe I would prefer queen e8, queen h5. This is also typical. And then try to push f4 and some bishop h3. This is also in conjunction with this bishop. I think this is reasonable. But he played knight g6, b5, a5. Okay, he tries to keep it closed. Sensible. Now d4. So white is entering the action, the concrete play.
Yeah, it is gradually kind to, hold the key squares.
Yes, yes. Black runs the risk of being squeezed, something like this, and rook d1, and then I mean white has many improving moves, even like bringing the knight over there and c4. Meanwhile, he needs to get some counterplay. So bishop e6 hitting the c4 pawn. D e5. Okay, still, so bishop a3 now comes with the tempo, and now knight g5. This is a very awkward move to face because, let's say he takes. If nothing better, I could. Okay, not. I want to take on f5, but first I do. Use the rook is hanging. So rook d1, queen c8.
I guess already white looks okay.
Of course, white looks much better here, but where is the finishing touch? Maybe knight e4, discovery,
Right.
and like this. Okay, it looks like a great compensation anyway for white, but maybe here black is alive. So does he have something stronger? Oh, of course he does. Taking, and now this is a fork. So this bishop is overloaded essentially. So he cannot take a rook, and then comes rook d1, and then of course this is a great exchange for white because there is no e4. Now I get the e4 square. Now this is weak also. The d file is in my control. So this is suddenly critical for black. And what does he do? Maybe queen c8 here, but that also runs into this problem. So he cannot keep everything together, and I think white wins. Yeah, because and let's maybe try e4 just to stay alive.
What did he play here?
Yes, it's now black to play in this position.
Okay.
And after knight g5, okay, e4 is logical because it blocks the queen and the bishop. On the other hand, like this diagonal might be later a problem. And okay, white is much better anyhow. Like even this position and pushing c5. I just want to show something here that here the bishop is locked out, and now he will never come out. Yeah, white is winning. White is dominating. Yes, white is dominating the board.
Yes.
So, okay, better like c6, but that allows some rook incursions. So, and the long line is like a accumulation
this
of
is very
advantages.
uncomfortable for black, actually.
Yes. So I think in this game white shows exactly where his strength lies, because maybe this is like equal position, but black, instead of choosing the proper plan, he kind of flaunted with king h8, knight e7, knight g6, like kind of doing nothing. Yeah, I mean, and already white got a head start.
No, it just shows probably white understood the opening better than black, and
yes,
making one right move after the other, and so it's a slow squeeze like what we used to find in the past with Karpov or Petrosyan, who used to squeeze out their opponents.
Yes, I think it's essential to understand that black cannot defend the queen side like long term, because white has always more space, and he's just waiting for execution, whilst he needs to get the counterplay. So
I think black has to do something quickly and has to break open some part actually.
Like this to prepare for this hit, so kind of limiting the damage.
Could also create some more weaknesses, but there's no choice.
Yes, maybe. And this is rather typical, kind of like from the close Sicilian. I think knight g6 is like a really bad move, because the knight is not doing anything. This is not protected. This is not protected. Like kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a detrimental move. And yes, and now one last game, but yeah, on the board number 10 we don't have it. Yeah. So
I saw both of them have not turned up so far.
Board number 10 decided to play on a non-digital board.
Yeah, if you are.
I didn't know either.
Oh, that comes as a surprise. So they got to believe the safety measures, but they said, okay. It is Saad Gabriel from France versus Yaniv Yuval from Israel. So who was the one who demanded to be played a non-digital board?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes. So now let's return to our board number 1 clash, and we discussed it was King's Indian, but I also was puzzled about Black's choices because the pawn structure is a bit soft, and but that said, he kept it together, and now knight d2 protecting for now b4, so transforming knight c6. And this one was perhaps too committal. You know, like now the b7 pawn falls, and this is wrong. Yeah, so knight c6, knight b3, takes, knight c5. So white activates his knight, transfer to the threatening position, and now we see big problems for black actually, because this is hanging.
Right.
And, if this, okay, white has a choice, creating triple pawns, but I'm not sure how good it is. I might even do this because now the pawn is overloaded. So in any case, white is getting the pawn back. Either after b5, there's like a huge pressure on black's position. Now maybe he's deciding which way is the best, but I like white. Yeah, so big advantage.
White is in no problem at all actually. So he can slowly increase his space advantage and position advantage.
So Rasmus Svan, a member of German Olympic team,
Yes.
definitely the favorite over here. But
Was he also the second of Blue Bomb during the candidates?
yes, I think so, and he did well at the World Cup.
Yeah. Yes,
and-
yes.
yes. I mean this is a pretty even tournament, so like anybody could win it, and we saw even last year. I think the first seeded was Kirill Alexenko from Austria, and okay, he didn't do so well. So like in this.
Yeah, just a moment, Milan. Just coming back to board number 10, is it some kind of a sensation that somebody deciding not to play on a digital board? And is it permissible under the laws of FIDE?
I mean, usually it's because of some special request, because somebody has some physical ailment or he doesn't see the board well, something like this.
Due to health or some ailment, it's fine. But if they are not convinced of the measures taken by the organizers in Munich.
Yes, that is, no, I don't think so, and especially like this first
I
round.
think we need to find out. Maybe by tomorrow we'll have the full story, probably.
Yes, we will see, but probably it has some kind of easy
It was the
explanation.
Frenchman or the Israel player who demanded to play the separate board other than one.
Yes, I'm wondering also because of the names whether there is any animosity between the players, but I don't think so. No, I don't know the answer to it. Maybe we can ask them
Right.
later. I'm sure it will be resolved. So
Yes.
Rasmus Svan, yes, he's now dominating the board. Rook b8 defense on b7, but white still holds a nice edge, and he will recoup his pawn. And
Yes.
black's pieces are also suffering. Yeah, so like this comes Zwischenzug with rook d7 winning, and otherwise, okay, this is kind of falling apart. Let's say this.
Can you just excuse me for a few minutes?
Yes,
I'll just
of
be
course.
back. After washroom.
Of course, yes. So, yes, see you later. Okay, I'll continue with our top 10 boards. So, Nussbacher versus Puranik, and we saw this Greenfeld endgame. And okay, now it got working. So yes, and we concluded that black is much better, and the center is opening. Rook a8. White's king is not going to live to tell the tale, and you see, black just playing very simple move, centralizing. I think maybe he's already winning. We see white pieces not really participating in the game, very out of place, and maybe this was a move. King b3. I would want to protect the the c4 point, but already there is some tactics. Yeah, so pinning on the e file. If he goes that way. And now the c pawn starts to run a knight d3. Like essentially, black overpowers white in the center. So e takes f5 was played, and now I suppose this one. Is f6 a consideration? Maybe. Knight f7, h4. Okay, still, I don't believe in white's position, but at least some kind of complications. Yeah, maybe just simply stepping away and playing this position. Since white survives, maybe it's not so bad, but I suppose there's something strong for. Like actually, he took back, I saw, and played. Now white played f4. Now how does it work if I take? Because white cannot exploit this pin. In fact, there are some discoveries. So how does white want to continue? No, it seems lost to me. There are no moves. Like what is this? So. Yes, I think it was like a model game, and the favorites are going to win the first round. This is no surprise. And we arrived to the Ufa Moravsky game, and we alluded to this position. Bishop e7, knight h3. Just big compensation, and black indeed took on h3, and this is a mistake. Bishop e6 has to be preferred, whether good or not. Like this position is. It's terrible, yeah. That and also very nice plan from Daniel Ufa, introducing the rook on the third rank and also softening some light squares. Like here. Okay, this is surprisingly bad for black. Pawn up, everything is weak. Now h7 was hanging, doubling on the a file. Rook f3. Yes, this is also model transformation and. Okay, there are some huge threats. Something with queen c1. Let's say this is not really viable because here he loses the d5 pawn. So what is he to do here? Yes, played bishop to d6, and. How could white increase the pressure? The black extra pawn is inconsequential, is not really being active, but white needs to find some way through. Okay, how to do it? Can we just bluntly play like this? I'm not sure if this is any good, but maybe just take, and after this I take here. At least now I have also opened G file towards black's king, so this might be the line. We'll see how he treats it. Of course, maybe he would like to avoid any counterplay. Bishop d6. Okay. Also, something like this could be a plan. Hitting the fifth rank. maybe also this way. But it will take some time to show, yeah, for white. All right. Also, like with the last move, bishop d6, like he wants to put perhaps the bishop on e5, which is very good. So that's why I also kind of prepared f4 with white. Interesting. Let's move to the Poles in versus Amar game. And we saw a pleasant Sicilian for black. G4 and this I think is not in the spirit of white's game. Like he should play, yeah, perhaps in a positional way, something like this. Maybe a5, getting this. Okay, now actually black could take, yeah, because this works for him. But maybe queen d4. Black is equalizing in a number of ways, but this one was like a prudent way to go, or knight b3 and then a5. Okay, it allows this one. Black is fine in any case, but g4 it's too risky in my opinion. And AB. Yes, black correctly played for b5 for counterplay and opening up the second front and the a file for maybe rook trade. So white is not really attacking the black king, and rook a2 also kind of strange. Now came double attack with queen a5, knight b4. Also, here was some nice tactic which black spotted. So first of all, let's speak about the move knight c3. I believe then b4 and b3 might be a problem. At least you see from this line that there is a weakness. Okay, how critical is this? Also, maybe just a simple move rook c8. Yeah, it has some advantage for black, but this one, yeah, knight takes e4, nice move, and then d5. Yes, I was thinking also about this move, but here there is knight c6, I suppose, and this one is equal. This one is only equal, but this one was stronger. Just take, and if white recaptures, now a crucial point is this is not working because e1 rook is a tactical weakness. And where does the queen go? And even like this is open, so essentially here black won a pawn, right? And he should be able to win this endgame. Okay, still some work to do, but should be winning. Or even he could keep the queens on. Argue that no, if anybody's king is weak, it's white's king. So. Yes, this is a huge advantage for black and should be winning. So white somehow miscalculated this, but I already disliked his previous play, and rook a2 is a bit bizarre to me. Maybe he could just play like f4 at least to be principled, but yeah, some kind of d5 or b4 d5 will arrive. It's yeah, this one is certainly even statically. Yeah, black has some pressure. So yeah, it's just like a typical Scheveningen position where black enjoys that white is overextended. Okay, let's move to the next game. Jumabayev Moreno. And we saw that it was rather even, and then white broke in the center, knight g4, knight c4. So he wants to kick black out. And now we already clearly see some concerns that black didn't get what he wanted. No exchanges and no pressure. And instead, white slowly increased the pressure. And now there are some weak spots in a black's camp. notably also this pawn. So he defended with rook a7, but this is really awkward. Bishop d2, maybe aiming to play c4. Okay, all that I can think of is that now black wants to play rook b6. That is bishop takes e7 or this one. This one may be better. How good is all this? Bishop d1. Now what? White wins, yes. So this is some kind of bogus line, but yes, bishop takes b4. Does work for white. So what? C4. Like where does he go with the knight? Like this. I have c5, right? Queen d4, bishop. Where do we move the bishop? Okay, let's say move it here and some knight g6. It does look nice for white, certainly. Okay, I guess the idea was here that the queen might be trapped. Is this right? Just maybe this, but this also works for white. So I struggle to see what was the idea behind the rook a6 move. I think white could take. White could also play c4. C4. And maybe I get this, that here simply recapture, and if white takes, then black takes. And now with the two bishops, this is a good outcome for black, apparently. Queen b7, rook a7. Yeah. Knight takes c6. Now we have this. Also, white has to be winning this with two passers, but okay, I get at least I can see the point here. But the problem is the queen takes b7 move. I struggle to see where is the problem. Do I lose the queen somehow? Not really. I don't see even like a perpetual for black or anything. I mean, just a winning position. So okay, maybe it will be explained later in the game. Maybe this was some kind of hallucination from black. Spirit versus Petkov. So already we discussed this. This one was a massacre, and black played really simply. Rook e8. Now queen g4. Yeah, this is impossible. Losing the whole queen side, king side. So king f1. Yes, bishop c6 wins, but this one was even better. And now bishop c6 and white resigned. So we see that after this comes rook e2 and black wins. And this was a surprisingly easy game for black, even for the first round. And it shows that white really played this opening with knight bd2 and h3 and so on very poorly. And then g4 was a losing mistake. No versus original. So we continue this analysis of a relatively equal game. So I suggested queen f3 or even rook a8, but okay, queen g6. It allows white rook to set up on d7 square, and now white is centralized, so maybe he's somewhat better, and he's trying to keep all the major pieces on the board to increase his chances. And black wants to trade. So now, how should white react? If he obliges, then I don't think this is enough. Even with the two active rooks, what is the best way for black to make it, or maybe like this and protect it like this, and then trying to make a counterplay? And this is an easy draw. So not really. let's say I keep the queens on the board. Maybe queen c6, hinting at some business. Yeah, the first rank is a bit soft for white. I don't want this to happen. Maybe this still controls the king, just like a safe move. We can see that in the game he already took, but was this a better option? Now black is paralyzed. Rook b8. He doesn't have a good square, unfortunately, for the queen. Like I believe. There's maybe some kind of perpetual, not more for white. So he took and he played. Yes, now it's his turn. But I suggest to move rook c4. Okay, rook b7 happened, but I don't see it as a realistic chance. Okay, now black's rooks are a bit tied up. But what if I play g5? Remember, I just need to survive, maybe even give up one pawn in the rook endgame, and still it could be fine. But I agree, this is at least in principle this is unpleasant. Yeah, like this type of rook endgame could be easily lost. Okay, let's say rook c2. This one. No, okay, I believe in defensive chances of black, but the game goes on, yeah. So maybe this is what white liked about it. Maybe g6, g6, g4. This is what happened. Stopping h5, instructive move, avoiding some drawing setups. How should black continue? Is there any way to untangle for black? a4 not really working. If h5, I'm a bit concerned about not even thinking about g5, and now black is really tied up. And we might imagine white king running to the queen side. Suddenly he got some realistic chances. So maybe, but this one wasn't really possible. This loses the b6 pawn. So somehow, you know, by some magic, white pushed black. Yeah? Maybe queen f3 was indeed more precise. So now we'll see. Okay, black played f6. Weakens the 7th rank, but it might be all right. Let's suppose this check. King g7 first, and now this. I want to keep both rooks for white and harass the black's king, but okay, I don't see immediately why this is so strong. So this, yeah, definitely black is all right here. Yeah, so there are some checks, but black is playing on. So maybe f6. Yeah, this is a nice move, which yeah, to my eyes, it holds for black. So well done by Oriat. And Travelog already won this endgame, which we considered as unclear. And yes, rook b6 is good actually. Now white is stuck. She came back with the knight. h4, e4. Now a6. Okay, so now she lost the queen side, and yes, with the connected passers running, this one is a done deal. Yeah, then this is over, and black improved and showed his endgame technique. Now b3 is arriving on the board. So what was the mistake? Like somewhere around here, I considered white's position quite good. maybe this one was slow. Maybe rook a1 was preferable, and g3. And I'm not sure how black would improve. Maybe g3, h4, kind of waiting. Here it got out of hand, and e4 definitely doesn't work. Maybe this is a better chance. So that if he takes, I'm taking back like this. There is still some danger for white here, but yes, this one was definitely preferable to the game. Yeah, that essentially it stops the threat of a6, or does it? Oh, this is gnarly. Somehow it's falling apart for white. Yeah, there is no defense already. This one was a nice transfer of the bishop. The active bishop on d3, but on d7 is much stronger and wins the game. So yes, the white misplayed it somewhere around here. I would play like bishop f3 first, or maybe even g4 is a move. Okay. Then we have Ben Ari versus Weigand. Hey, this one was this crashing pawn storm on the queen side. Knight d5, nice move. And now white to play is thinking. Okay, this is also a dangerous move, which comes to my mind. And then d7. Can black survive this? Okay, anyhow, white is much better, but yes, there are some ideas, or even DC. There's something stronger, like rook c1, and then okay, d6 is a move, or maybe just removing the defender and trying to cash in on the c7 pawn, or create the pass d pawn. Like either way, I don't see this as a tenable position for black, because even like if this knight gets kicked, he still re-enters. The bishop comes around, and this will be just smooth sailing for white, I suppose. Bishop h3. Oh, bishop h3, beautiful move. Pinning, yes, and trying to how does this work? Maybe this is not quite enough, yeah, because here, okay, black got a lot of material, but maybe this. And yes, black is overextended. If he takes with the queen, he loses this pawn. And then there are some weaknesses, and this is a very poor fellow on a7. White should win. And sadly, anyway, support 10 it wasn't available. So yes, maybe let's check some lower boards. Stoyanov against Turel. Yes, so Turel is my teammate here in Munich, and he plays solid chess. Let's see, c5. Yes, variation of the English, and he took on c3, which is reasonable. Immediately trying to clarify the position. It's because if he waits, then white might even play like a3. And then for long castle and some g4 ideas. So he took. And now we play knight c6, bishop d3. Yes, and white played reasonably rook d1. First check, and then centralizing the bishop. I believe it's a bit better for white. Somehow, yes, having a nice centralization, and now c4, getting a tempo.
I think you misclicked somewhere. Wait.
I wasn't clicking anywhere. Are we on?
Yeah, we are, but you clicked the diagram away accidentally by probably your mouse got lost.
Yes, yes, because I didn't notice this. We have some technical issues.
It's a bit difficult to find it.
Yes, because I saw we're just think
Where's your mouse?
square.
I should. Yeah, here it is. So it's probably somewhere here. Difficult to locate.
In any case, we could take a break.
have a short break,
Yes,
yeah.
and you can take a look at it. How do we make a pause?
I do it.
Yes, yes, yes. You can press it, and okay. So we'll continue later. Okay, so far so good. So, hello and welcome back at our coverage from the Whitsun A Open in Munich. And I think we already have some results, but let's check the first board, Svane versus Chiolek. And we saw that White advanced with all of his forces. Also, knight c5 was tempting, but knight f6. If it works, it's even better because now White recouped the pawn. He has two bishops, and Black is full of holes. So this was a simple tactic. Yes, winning a queen in the game. Black played queen takes f6, and now simply rook c5. There is too much pressure on the knight. If it moves away, then loses the c7 pawn and everything. If it doesn't move away, then he will be captured and loses the remaining pawn. So this is just like a routine win for White, allowing no counterplay, no complications. Very nicely handled. Yeah, starting with this move, bishop g5, and then fourth sequence, and Black was lost already. This position, I believe, once he played d5. Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah, this is already winning for White. Should have waited somehow, but White will prepare his advance. So yeah, all in all, this seems to be like inferior position for Black. Yeah, so White proved his quality. So also we saw that Puranik was winning. So just briefly. We had this Greenfeld, which got demolished by Black. Yeah, so the center was falling apart. Simply knight takes c4. There are many discovery attacks, and now losing the second pawn. Okay, now actually it allowed a nice mating attack. So we have this one is nice. What are the alternatives? This ends up in direct mate. What about King c1? This we have a check, and also yeah, bishop c4. Yes, bishop c4. Yes, that's great. So yeah, so absolutely winning. King b1 happened, but bishop c3, bit of a silent move. Yes, but for such a great player, this is an easy calculation. So rook a2, and now White resigned. Rook a1 with unstoppable checkmate is coming, and yeah, nothing helps. Even this, just all the same. Okay, so this one was a lesson for White that you shouldn't rely on the big center in an endgame like this because it's really not stable, and Black showed some dynamic possibilities. And here we had this position where we both agreed that Black shouldn't take on h3. Perhaps he didn't like the bishop e6 positions too much, so he played this. Okay, I think it's much better for White, but still there is some play. So queen takes d5. This is what happened. Yes, during the previous broadcast, it's just bishop takes g3, but just queen takes b5, and it's fine. So bishop e5, rook. So White won the pawn back. Now the question is, why didn't he take on b2 immediately? We see the reason. Like rook c1 or... All right, like instead he played queen c5, rather normal move. Now White defended. He could still take it. So this one, oh, maybe I understand. Like here, here it allows bishop b1, which might be dangerous. This battery. So, but even here, yes, like now the pawn is weak, and actually cannot really allow this. This will end up badly, I guess. But I don't see the anti-mute. But yeah, there's a big attack for white, definitely. Black king is feeling the heat. So in the game, queen c5 happened, and now rook b4, rook b8, now b3. Surprising move. Yes, no, he's just confident that he will win the resulting endgame on one wing. Okay, we'll check the game later, but I have a question. Is this so clear? Like, let's imagine everything gets exchanged. Probably it's a very bad position for black because in addition to being pawned down, his bishop will be later kicked out and his king is weak, so should be winning for white, but okay, still needs to prove it. Black decided instead to keep the battery on the B line and not trade. So actually white is now going around with the queen. Okay, now we have to assess this position. Take. Still, black could go away, but how bad is this? Probably pretty bad for black, because later on I will kick away the bishop and I will advance with all of my pawns. This shouldn't be a fortress, yeah, in my opinion. But should be able to win this. But it's choice, yeah, so black has to guess. Probably it will happen anyway. Should he go with c3 move? I don't think so, because this is not stable construction. And sooner or later, like you can imagine, white will kick away the bishop and c3 will be weak, or there will be direct mating attack. Yeah, this is actually like releasing all the tension, and white has a free hand. So then the position is winning. Otherwise, can black just stay? Yeah, probably he's going to lose this position. And I would prefer the first version. The second version, rook and bishop versus queen, it has to be lost. Okay, Polzin versus Amar, and we saw this very pleasant Scheveningen for black, and he came up with nice tactic. Bishop takes e4, and now if this I was showing this, now the move d5. Wins for black, simple pawn. Yeah, and the knight is pinned, there is no knight c6. Bishop h6 was played, it seems very desperate. And knight f6 back. So now, normally speaking, black is winning, just with the pawn up. So white tried this, but probably missed this intermezzo, and this is totally gone. Even simply, yeah. I mean, this one was powerful and winning the c2 pawn. Okay, white could resign. There is nothing in terms of back rank. Just d3, d2, and wins the bishop. So it was very convincing victory for black, and he continues in his good run in Munich. So I would say here the move g4 is not in the spirit. He played it like too carefully, so why then suddenly play g4 when it's not justified, and instead he should play some knight b3 and with quiet game. Jumawai against Moreto, and we saw this position. To be honest, I didn't understand the idea of rook a6. Maybe you can help me, Mark, because cannot he take like this? I go here. I didn't see anything during the game. Rook takes b2 doesn't work because knight c6. And everything hangs for black. It seems to be completely winning. I'm not sure where is the trap. What was this? No. Like how could this work? Like I have this, at least. So to me, this is a bit of a mystery. Maybe this line, but this is also winning for white, no? So I'm a bit lost in this. And also c4 was available, by the way. So rook b6, bishop a5. So okay, he played like this. So he waited. Bishop c2. Then bishop b3. So white stops it. Hitting the bishop at the same time. Now the black's position is disintegrating as on night before, but d5, very nice breakthrough. Okay, what happens after this? Losing a rook simply, which gets trapped. So now this is losing a piece, and the rest is routine. Like black might resign. So anyhow, he controlled the position, but this was a bit strange. And I hope that all of our onlines are working properly. And probably bishop c2 is another empty move, but it's already difficult. White built some pressure over the e file. Yeah, knight c4, some kind of knight c4, knight d3. Simply clearing the space will give white the big edge. So he won the game. And yeah, here we saw even before that Petko Momchil just destroyed white, and this was a very poor opening from Igor Špirić. And we have our young talent, Oriat Obijanov, and I think we saw something like this position, which should be drawn, but normally you would think that the stronger player retains a lot of winning practical chances. Okay, here I suggest some other moves, but queen g6, apparently it was fine, just creating a luft, and then yeah, suggesting the queen trade. And look, like first g6, stopping rook f5, rook b5, and now f6. Like normally this would be very risky, but he calculated well that here he's in no danger. White might double up on the 8th rank, but then rook c7, and there is nothing in terms of mating attack. So, but this is okay. Still more pleasant for white, but definitely not enough with only one pair of rooks present. So a4, nice move. Maybe if white gets the a4 in, maybe it's different story. And then more chances, but this one rook e4, really well spotted, and this one is a theoretical draw. From the rook from the side, here the rook on a3 is very active. White king cannot enter the game, and yes, even h4 would have been okay, but this one just trading the pawn, and white didn't even try. Okay, this is like the one setup, but now rook e3, nicely done, stopping king e1. Also f5 was possible, but why not? Why not this? And now all the pawns got traded, and it was a draw. So good result from for Oriat, and I believe white had some better chances here in this game. Notably in the middle game, I didn't like how he really simplified all of this. Maybe rook fe1 was preferable, or somewhere before. But all in all, black played solidly. So there is, yeah, it got liquidated very swiftly. Okay, and. Travadan already won this endgame, yes, we discussed. White got a bit tangled up. And Ben Ari was winning in this game. Okay, he did it differently. We discussed h6, that knight d6 is overwhelming here also. I would expect like queen c7, but maybe bishop takes c3 was some cause for no concern. So rook d5, hitting f5. Now e7. Yeah, so this is the only thing which black got, so he went for it. Try to understand. Yeah, so if he takes, then the bishop on a3 was hanging. So suddenly he got some counter. By the way, I don't like what white did. Like all the way starting like this bishop g2. Like I would play just rook c1, bishop c5, won easily. But this allowed a lot of counterplay to my taste. Okay, but one piece somehow. Okay, maybe it's enough. Yeah. Actually, just mop-up job. Yeah, he needs to eliminate the remaining black pieces. Maybe simply queen g2. So, yeah, it did look dangerous for a moment when the knight appeared on f3, but perhaps concretely it's not really working for black. Yes. So, if he does this first, and maybe king g2 will appear, and now this. Yes. White is winning. Okay, and this board number 10, meanwhile, I got to learn like what's the issue, that the black player, Yuval, has a sabbat today and he's not writing down his moves. He has some assistant. So we'll know more about the story, but yeah, it's kind of funny. And but Ben Ari was playing, so I don't know. Let's go back. Yes, so Svane was completely winning. Suddenly, what transpired here? This knight d4 from black and b5. Pawn down and hopeless position, but for now he's fighting a bit. Okay, white is not concerned about this one. Just recaptures and the weak black king and pawn up. This should be an easy job. So Murawski actually went for the c3 setup, but this I think is quite dire because the c-pawn is not a real threat, and yeah, already white has some ideas. Tries to withstand this. Daniel Yufau, what can he do here? Maybe something like h4 to give his king some breathing room. Maybe target this pawn somehow. I mean, even the bishop e4 move is available, but I'm concerned about taking on c2, so maybe I need to prepare it somehow. Yeah, it's not elementary. White will have to prove his edge. Moreto Quintana. Yeah, this one was lost, and he continued soldiering on, but honestly, he might resign against such a strong player. There is no realistic chance for him to even complicate the game. I think he should be resigning. Petko moves one. Draw. Maybe let's continue before the break. We're looking at Tugurul's game, and Rook d7 came suddenly, and this one again opposite color bishops, but we see the difference that everything is pointing towards the g7 square, and this didn't help. Probably black's position is already very bad because simply passivity will not help. Yeah, will bring the second rook and game over. He took, and okay, pawn up, but he's completely tied up. So f6 and a very elegant finish. Yeah, so rook g8, I first take on b7, and then winning the pawn endgame, and this is some kind of windmill. And it's really pleasing to see that how he kept the tension. Black can't do anything, and now there is no way to save the bishop. There will be always some discovery. So really nice play by Cvetan Stoyanov, and somewhere around the opening, Black lost control. Maybe even the b6 move. Okay, it's questionable because he lost a lot of time. I'm not sure why not bishop d7 and rook d8. It should be relatively equal. Yes, white castles, and then some simplifications. Mukun against Parvan and Ashot. So let's see. Two experienced players, and they even played the previous round robin events here in Munich. Both with good results. So Black went for French and got, I think, silver position. Temporary pawn sacrifice, but for white, no b4. c3 is hanging. So Black took his time. He was not in a hurry to recapture the pawn. He might still do it later, and now he did it. I think he equalized. That said, white position is very solid, and now he has two bishops. Maybe slightly better for white, but around equal. Black stabilizes is also nice control of the dark squares. Equal position. Queen c4, this a4, queen c4 somehow. Yeah, now it feels like he's getting somewhere. b6, nice move. King e7, so finally bringing the king to the fray, but it does seem a bit strange, but it's a slow position, yeah, so this is the current state of matters, and what is Black doing? If he trades all the rooks, then the two bishops can gain on strength, but otherwise he's just standing in place, so white could consider b3 and c4, but perhaps not now. Leave some holes on the dark squares. So all in all, I think white is the one who is better, because Black is a bit toothless. Yeah, so also this king on e7, it doesn't do the best impression on me. So I would take white, but maybe it will be a draw. So Smirnov against Amukta. Let's go here. So, of course, this was a very original opening b3, and Black said bringing on with b5. I wouldn't do so. And I suppose white could at least start with move e3, asking the question to the pawn. If he plays this, okay, I will challenge. Excuse me. Otherwise, okay, here I might play c4, and this I argue that I saved some time. But okay, c4. Now with the b file open, it's like some kind of strange English. Yes, the black b7 bishop might be vulnerable, which happened, and d3. And Black's game is slightly worse, but I don't see like much wrong with it. Knight h5, knight will probably come back, challenging the b file. Yes, now suddenly white got the upper hand. Rook b3, it's a nice move. Idea is that here I want to take with the pawn. But maybe this was the way to go. And suddenly white has something to work with, yeah, and knight coming to b5. I'm wondering if black could stop it somehow, like right now. Yeah, it stops. This one was maybe better try. Okay. Instead, rook b6, trying to do the same, but now white controls the b file, and also the a7 pawn somehow is really screeching. Yeah, that black also allowed this take on f6. This was timely done. Yes, and now there is an additional weakness. White shifted his queen, and I think he's on his way to victory. This is a very strong threat to bring the knight in. Also, the b file plays a role, and this one. Okay, how does Black react even to stay in the game? This is very dangerous. So, I is going to win this. Now, Niklas Wunder lost with White, and Daniel Kopilov successfully used the Greenfeld. White chose the Russian variation. It is well known. Yes, knight bd7 should be free. I think Black equalizes, but there's still some play left. Yeah, so if bishop takes c5, simply queen a5, least equal position, maybe a bit better. So this bishop c4 and g4. Black has got a nice piece play and activity. I like also a5, and this tension on c file, it works in his favor. So maybe queen e2 was better. Okay, he played like this. And now d6 does seem to me like forcing matters. What about rook e1? Does seem normal. Queen d6 back. Then this. Maybe I would take black because of the blockade. But okay, what wrong? What is so wrong with the white position? I think it's close to equality, having the firm grip in the center. But okay, instead he went for d6, and I believe it's just a pawn. Yeah, there is not enough compensation. Knight e6, nice move. So here there is a tactic here. Just take, and this one is a double attack. And somehow this doesn't bode well for white. So he was immediately on the ropes, and he played bishop a4, but now knight a4, knight f4, and d5 and d4. And now this pawn was certainly not worth the d pawn, yeah, which is marching through, supported by the knight. Always remember, when you have a passed pawn, if you have the knight with it, it's a very valid, very useful supporter of the passed pawn. And here it's complicated because also white pieces are sidelined, and everything comes with the tempo, with some threats. So this one is already critical. The further the pawn advances, the stronger it is, and it was the same also here. Losing exchange, there is no ways to save it. Yes, so simply he collected. Now this is very powerful doubling, supporting the pawn, and okay, he decided to take, but that's hopeless. Okay, but some blockading, then queen takes a2, or bishop is hanging here. This is completely over, and black made an easy work of it, and double attack, and white resigns. So this was a smooth game. I mean, maybe it's advertisement for the Greenfeld Indian defense. For those of you who contemplate it, or maybe wonder if this or King's Indian is the way, I think this was a nice example. Smooth development, some knowledge, and later on using white's mistakes in the center, and essentially winning a clean game. Nicely done by Daniel Kopilov. And Juan Di Culi versus Stichter. It was a French defense. Somehow, yeah, this one is interesting idea, knight c3, tempting black to play d4, and then some concrete play arises. Knight g3 is possible, but here black played a6, rather waiting move instead, but now d4, transposition to the French, which should be favorable for white. And I would suggest him to go for this c3 and then some aggressive plan on the king side. Should be a very good version of this, because the a6 is rather useless. They still play a5. Okay, bishop d3 took, but now black got nice development. Also he could take the two bishops, which he did, and okay, I would rate this as equal, but bishop takes d4. This is a really weird move. I wouldn't do so. Did he have some reason for this? Okay, we might quickly see that this is too risky. There is no development for black. Queen e7, bishop f4. No, actually I have f4 and here king f1. Yeah. Anyway, but bishop takes d4. Even castling seems more logical. Maybe he was a bit concerned about this position, some kind of dark square blockade. But here he has bishop takes c3. Otherwise, like rook e1. Now he does have this, yeah. There is rook f2 and bishop g5 or this. Well, certainly at least a lot of compensation, and opposite color bishop, it shouldn't be actually in any danger here, honestly. Yeah, so it should be like yeah, around equal, or here this. Yeah, this is powerful. Okay, he played bishop takes d4, and now white is clearly better. This is only he can enjoy this position, and knight g5 maybe a bit premature f4. I don't like how both players treated this, because white was a bit in a hurry, and instead like he made weaknesses of his own. Okay, if something is logical, is maybe g3 bishop f4. Playing for the dark squares. I understand that this was the point of black, but I mean, there's no simple moves, and should be enough for big advantage for white. Okay, instead he went like this: f4, h4, h5, bishop e3, and this one. Yeah, this is mayhem, but somehow white didn't achieve anything. He lost the pawn in the process. Now black is suddenly attacking. Yeah, kind of trying to open up the long diagonal. Was this possible? Perhaps this is like a set end game, but okay, still it seems to me a lesser evil, and white should hold this endgame. Okay, now simply h3. So bishop, now bishop d4 and rook h5. Suddenly black has a lot of play. Yeah, that Stichter could head this way, or also bring the bishop around somehow. I could imagine like this might be decisive. So rook c3 happened, rook h4, hinting at queen h5, now bishop b5, keeping the queens on, and now finally white cracked. I do think that, yeah, it's already critical. This threat, I mean, this will follow this. Suddenly he's being pushed out of the board, yeah, and we see how disastrous it could be. Yeah, the bishop comes in. So this is like completely misplayed from white, maybe some inexperience. But now this intermezzo, okay, nicely done. But I'm wondering, was this the best play for black, or rook f8 was to be preferred? If I play rook f8, I avoid this threat, and I want to trade it down myself, and I believe this one should be easily winning for black. So I'm wondering this gives black back the pawn, and now okay, black is maybe better, but okay, now I like a really puzzle. Like who is playing for win? Black offers the rook trade, and why should take it? Why this is normally a bit worse, I would say. So okay, maybe he's relying on this g pawn, but it's unrealistic. So yeah, actually rook g4, and now what about this bishop? Yeah, now this is a problem. So even so, like why black is not playing for win? There are many questions in this game, and I think it wasn't well handled by both players actually. So sometimes you have those kind of messy back and forth games. Let's check this. This was a nice endgame from Georgi Sibashvili, who is promoting. And yes, it was Queen's Gambit accepted. B5, A4. Oh, he got some good version. Bishop D3 seems to me a bit passive. Yeah, like if anything, Bishop B3 maybe makes more sense. This one, yeah, black got in the active moves. In this, while it may be possible, yes, black enjoys free game, and slowly, yes, he improved. Came with the rook, jumped in, queen d6. So he has this pass pawn and also some pressure in the center. So it's understandable. Here I expect the move f3, just protecting the pawn. I'm not sure why he rejected. Maybe he didn't like that his knight is now paralyzed. Could he try to navigate this position somehow? Yes, I mean here the black rook would be trapped. So, but before maybe rook e2. Certainly this is already very unpleasant, and white played like this. But now his knight got even worse, and now he's losing material. Yeah, so losing on G2. Oh, this one is very nice motif. Utilizing the pin on the second rank. Knight c3, bishop f3, took. And now d4 pawn falls, and not only this, then the remaining pawns will be weak. So yes, the knight in game is hopeless, 2 pawns down, and he tries to hold it, but black king will arrive on f5, I guess, and should be winning. Yeah, there is no chance. And the knight endgames are the worst in terms of holding, and 2 pawns up as a rule of thumb is always winning, and he did so. Okay, so now I think we should let's check this one more game. This one is a bit interesting. I think Timmy Angel is struggling against young Indian player. Okay, let's see the whole game. He was playing knight c3 and really kind of freestyling this one. Probably decent version for black of some kind of Philidor. I don't like. I would play like knight f3 and transposing into this. Why not? But he took this, and normally speaking, e4 c6. This is fine for black. So f4. Okay, white is trying to break black down, but it's also bit dodgy. Now knight g5, e4. Yes, so tries to use this isolated pawn, h6. So yes, he doesn't want to give black time to stabilize. Even he sacrificed the pawn. Okay, now it looks dangerous, but black stabilized, and this is an equal position. Yeah, so maybe he still felt the pressure to prove himself and to win, but black is perfectly fine. In fact, he's maybe pushing a bit. Okay, c5 was an alternative, but bishop f6. He gave up this bishop. I wouldn't do so, but what was rook e4? Take. Probably still a draw, but why to allow it? Yes, maybe he likes his move structure. And now bishop g3, knight d5. Yeah, this one it's a very impressive from black. Just holding powerful positions in the middle of the board, and white has nothing to play with. Somehow black might improve on both sides of the board, and then he's much better. So g3, king e5, c5. Yes, so c5, c4. So he decided this is the way. Also maybe a5, a4 was available, but okay, c4, king e4. So you wouldn't say that, okay, White is the experienced title player, but he was getting comprehensively outplayed, yes, I believe. And now knight f4, promoting the pass pawn with the knight, we know this. Question is if there is something better, like king e3, but I don't see. Then rook e7 should be a draw. So this f2. So he won the White's bishop, and he still keeps the pawn and should be winning because White is no time to trade the pawn. And I'll come back. Maybe knight d6, b5, something like this, and then I will slowly win White's pawns. It's not yet elementary, but he should win. I'm wondering, okay, was this maybe better try that I want to somehow play a4, but now maybe just b5. At least I want to trade the last pawn, which would be a well-known theoretical draw. Is there something? I think it was at least better chance, in my opinion. Like rook b7 should be easily lost. So, and now is the question if okay, maybe rook c6, a4. Maybe I have this. After a5, I keep my pawn. Is there some way to make a miracle draw with White? But no. This is simply lost. Yeah. So I think this may be our first upset in the making. So still, now it's after the time control, and there's some fight ahead. But young Pratik might win it. So Svan versus Fiolek, and we saw this position after. Already this one dominating for White, pawn up, better king. Black tried to muddy the waters, but with only one minor piece, he doesn't have enough counterplay. Rook c8, just trading the pieces, keeping clarity. Very nice. Also, here rook c7 comes to mind, but maybe queen f6, there wasn't too much. So okay, he took the pawn. Queen f6 now, but again, trading the rooks, and he maintaining his better king. So now he got back to the diagonal. Okay, maybe this something was missed, because I don't see why he did it. Maybe how would I try to win it as White? Maybe just this has to be a winning position now. I give a check, and maybe this one. And okay, I have 2 pawns up in Queen's endgame, probably, and should be easy job. But okay, he played rook c5, and some little tricks. But now, okay, he's still pawn up and probably winning. The key is to create passer on the queen side. What could be the plan? Okay, he cannot really take on g6 on account of queen f3. This would be perpetual check. Yes, on this, and nothing more. Even here there is a unpleasant move 92, and it's going to be checkmate. So no, this one is definitely not working. What about some a4 b5 breakthrough? Maybe he's thinking about it. It does look very typical. Some calculation. If okay, taking definitely loses, and this one. I mean, the difference is that the white is queening not with check but with mate. So there is like no continuation here. What could black do? Like, okay, this is hopeless. Queen c8 I have, or just this. Okay, anything. But a4 is a brave move. Breakthrough. Maybe now queen still. Bishop takes g6. Now I don't see any salvation. Maybe this. Take b6 because this is hanging. So a3 I could play bishop b1. King e7. Does black have any chance? The answer is no, because we have two passers here which are distant. Maybe king g3 first, something, or just to make it clean, you know. So maybe bishop a2, and then I play this. Now knight f5. Okay, anyway, this, and it should be winning, because in the situation of race, the white bishop is much better than the knight. Yeah, so it should be in fact elementary. Okay, so this a4 is interesting. It's a question if he finds it, if he goes for it. Maybe there is some safer way to convert it, which doesn't give counterplay. And I know Svan is very, very methodical player, so he doesn't like some kind of radical decisions. But maybe now is the time to do it. I'm pretty sure he's going to win. And here we saw Daniel Lufa already won. So he saw this position, and I had the feeling that it's going to end up badly for black, and it did. He just won 2 pawns for exchange, and still there's a huge difference in king safety, and ultimately, like, this is not going to be held by black. So really nice performance, I think. Already now it's a lot of forcing moves, and after this sacrifice, black was doomed. So maybe not c3 move or heading into one of those endgames would have provided better chances. Instead, this was gone, and yes, Moreto resigned. What else do we have running still? Also here, black resigned. His attack petered out, and was left with piece down. And this we saw. This was a very nice game from Cvetan Stoyanov. Not sure if the other years was some game of the day prize or something. I remember, but this maybe would have been it. Like so, it was like nice windmill. Yeah, like nice. I had a good feeling from this game. Like, really, now black is paralyzed, and yeah, it's reasonably simple, but still. Then later he cashed in, and Mukund made a draw. I was saying that white is a bit better. Maybe normally he could be pushing, but probably satisfied with the draw against stronger opponent. Now he offered a draw, but I think some players would say that only now the game begins, and whether black holds it, probably he does, but it's a long road, and there is like no easy simplification. I think this is like the biggest problem for black, that not sure what he's aiming at, just like kind of waiting and hoping to survive this endgame, but white could improve on both sides of the board, bringing the king. Yeah, Yeah, at some point he might even trade one of the bishops, which is the advantage that he's flexible with this. And I would play this forever, and I cannot lose with white. I can only win. So maybe it's a question of mindset that he was already happy with the draw. It's late in the evening. Let's focus on tomorrow's round. But this is a very thankless task for black. And when you get the opportunity to play such a game, you should for white. So okay, let's continue in our tour of the lower boards. Amukta somehow. Smith was completely winning. No, what's going on? In this position, yes, e4. He traded queens, which maybe wasn't the best. No, queen h5, queen g7. Maybe he didn't like this, but it is also pawn up, significant advantage. But this repositioning of the king to c6, this is nice. And white was maybe too hasty because now I don't see. Still like keeping this pawn up, but it's far from over because black has good centralized king. Even he could bring down rook to bear, even rook b8, rook b2 was an idea. Okay, he played like this. Pawn up, but similar positions difficult to convert. Okay, so yeah, black correctly kept the material, and now even winning the pawn. Yeah, like rook a1 is hopelessly passive than king d5, king c4. So okay, this one, but now he's not even better. And okay, he activated the king, and he's hoping maybe to trick his younger opponent, but I don't see white winning this one. So rook c2, okay. So he's trying to push his own agenda. Yeah, king f7. Maybe white is winning a pawn. But could I play like this one? Okay, this is an easy draw. This we know. What about knight takes a5? I wanted to go here. Okay, how good is this one? I think also must be a draw. Yeah, bishop f2. Yes, and is this and d3 a draw? Like this loses a pawn, but if he goes back with the knight, I think this is also a draw, no? I suppose. Whenever white king goes here, I will attack the pawn, and there is no way to switch, right? Like, do I bring the knight back? Yeah, I don't. Okay, maybe this. Oh, but always. I need like two moves to set it up for white. This one is a draw. So just a sample line, of course, it's in no way forced, but rook c3 is logical, also rook g2 is logical, and white cannot hope for a win in this position. I think he missed a big chance, like before. Okay, somewhere around here it has to be winning, just the pawn up, but you should advance the pawns simply, like f4, g4. Yes, I didn't like how he allowed this d5, and suddenly black got some play, and okay, now we see the current position. Yes, so he's there. Yes, rook c3 happened. Rook, this one was his choice. Okay, also good. I believe also this one was fine. There is like king g5 in the end, but okay, like he did this. But this is an easy draw. Whether I give up the bishop or not, like white will not even free himself. So draw, couple of yeah, we suggested this was convincing win for black. So nicely played in Greenfield defense, and in quite equally there's like a lot of mistakes on both sides, and I believe black was better most of the time, but for example now a very strange decision for white to play on. There's he should trade the rooks. I think this one is a bit dangerous, what he's doing, but okay, it transformed into opposite color bishop endgame and the draw. We now see Sibashvili won, and Yangel was suffering here, and now somehow we lost the connection, but I think it's winning for black. Show versus Knudal. Okay, now black wins. How did we get here? Well, let's check some endgame. Knight a5. Okay, how to evaluate this? Black is pawn up and with center, so he's totally winning apparently. And he will slowly find his way in, winning a piece. And this pin on the knight is there, but this is an extra knight, so it cannot be enough. And instead of resigning, yeah, this one was the final outcome. No. Where is like this? Okay, I can just come with the king, and I was just like a bit wondering how. Is this so clear or crazy? Why, like he resigned here, so h6 not possible because losing this pawn, but king. No, does he have to go here? Maybe king is 7 is better, so that's to. Oh, now h6 is 7. No. No, actually here there is knight h5. But talking about this. Oh, I guess I understand. Like this happened in the game, and now I resigned on account of this. But knight g8 is maybe not so clear, and they put the pieces on the initial squares. If I try this, then h6 is a threat. If g4 king h4, here is the same position. I don't see how black defends. This6 somehow. White king gets in. Maybe this. So somehow to creating a barrier. And this one should be winning for black. If I go king g6 now, g3, this one, or this one. Oh, now knight e7. Here after knight e7 I go with the h pawn, g2, queen, this. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm hallucinating, but this one might be draw. No? Like this is forced, take, and okay, some. This is not even chances for black because queen d4. Okay, draw. This is draw. So, no, it just this piqued my interest. Like, how could it be? Because king h3, I'm threatening h6, so he cannot bring the king. Okay, now I'm curious. I will use my helper. So it's anyway king g4, f6, king e7. Oh, this is very nice. Yeah, now 97. Now like this, white gets stuck. Or this, gets 7 already. Yeah, so black needs to see this king e6 move, and then he's winning. Yes, of course. Okay, so let's go back. This one finished, yeah. Yeah, so we can wind up. So just to recap, yeah, this one was won. Actually, he played bishop d3, no sacrifices, just like very methodical performance, and won. Yes, this one we saw all the results. What was new? Travadon won. Yes, all the top boards we analyzed. Okay, so thank you for your attention, and we will continue tomorrow from 7 p.m. local time. Take